dum 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 dum.
And it's the dumbest bill in America, and it is House Bill 473 in Maryland, in-state tuition for illegal aliens. That's right. If you are illegally present in Maryland, which means you're not a citizen of the United States, you can go to the state colleges in Maryland and pay in-state tuition as if you were not only an American citizen, but, you know, a Marylander. So this is Callist Baker, who goes to College Park, a state school in Maryland. Welcome, Callist. What do you think about this?
I think it's ridiculous. It's
Why? Why is this ridiculous?
It seems completely unfair to students in state or out of state that want the opportunity to go to college at maybe a cheaper cost than Maryland's out of state residency. Almost $70,000, I think.
Oh my God!
Out of control. So
your parents, of course, your mom pays for your tuition.
Yeah.
She's been a taxpayer her whole life in Maryland.
Yeah.
And now suddenly this person moves into Maryland across the border.
Right.
From Mexico probably into Texas or to Arizona. They found their way to Maryland. They're like, hey, all I have to do, according to House Bill 473, everybody, is to live in Maryland for 2 years. They shouldn't be here anyway.
Right.
Because they came illegally. And then as long as I do that, then I get to go to college with in-state tuition. Now, believe it or not, in New Jersey, the governor there, Governor Murphy, he's actually providing financial aid to illegal aliens. Now, as far as I can tell, we are not doing that in this bill. But in Maryland, if you are getting in-state tuition, then by definition, that's financial aid.
Yeah.
Right?
100%. I mean, I try to get scholarships all I can to make school cheaper and more affordable, not only for me, but for my mom, who's, generously paying for it right now.
And how much is it now in Maryland, like if you're in state?
I think close to about $25,000.
Yeah,
$25,000
that sounds about right.
year.
At
That's
least.
in state.
And that's probably not even including the room and board and stuff?
No, that is including room and board.
Because you belong
for
to
me.
a fraternity, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Do you have any illegals in your fraternity?
Not that I know of. I don't think so.
You might. You
never know
Could never
nowadays.
know, yeah.
They
And your
come
mom
here.
is actually a German immigrant, right?
She is, and
Yeah.
she legally became a United States citizen.
She came here legally
Yeah.
and she became a United States citizen. And then here she is, and she's following all the rules. She's paying in-state tuition because she's been paying taxes here forever.
Correct.
And she's a Marylander and she's an American citizen. And now, of course, she has to subsidize illegals who are coming into the state.
Of course. I mean, that's just ridiculous in the sense that they can come here illegally and sneak their way in, make their way up to a great institution like Maryland, and just get right on for, $20,000 a year, if that.
Exactly.
Maybe even more scholarships because they're illegals.
Are your fraternity brothers, are they like conservative or are they a bunch of liberals?
Oh, we're a good amount of conservatives.
Okay, but there are some libs who are like, oh yeah, let all the legals come in and,
Not that I know of, actually.
That's a shocker.
Right.
Yeah,
I
because
think
Maryland, College Park is, of course, typically a pretty liberal school.
Oh, it's taught pretty liberal, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because don't you have a professor that's a complete lib? And he's a lobbyist here in Maryland. And
he is.
He hates me.
I think so.
And he hates me because, first of all, you'll love this. So there's this lobbyist in Maryland, and I'm a legislator, and he goes to the legislators and he lobbies, and he was arrested for fraud, and he was even put away in jail. And what's his name?
Gerard Evans.
Gerard Evans. He's a professor at College Park. And after serving his time, then he got out of jail and he gets his law license back and starts lobbying again. And he's literally the highest paid, if not one of the highest paid lobbyists in the state of Maryland, which shows crime does pay.
Oh, yeah.
And he's your professor.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now you got this guy teaching.
Exactly. And he teaches in a very one-sided way. Everything is
He's
anti-Trump. Everything is anti-conservative.
He's a lib and he's a crook.
It ruins
and he hates me,
teaching
right?
process. Oh, yeah.
What did he say about me?
I mean, when I mentioned to him that I was your intern, see the eye roll already. He's like, oh, how was that? All that. And gotta tell him, I love working with you. I gotta be positive about it. And he's like,
And doesn't he look like a lobbyist too? He weighs like 350 pounds. I mean, he looks like the quintessential lobbyist who just sits around all day and does nothing,
Exactly.
And just like charges people a crazy amount of money. So maybe he lobbied for in-state tuition. You should ask him that.
I should.
Say, hey, professor, do you believe in in-state tuition for illegal aliens? Did you ever lobby for that?
Yeah. I mean, he loves assisted suicide. So this is, probably another thing you'll love.
Yeah, he wants to kill people.
Exactly.
I don't even understand that either. So what are your final thoughts on House Bill 473, in-state tuition for illegal aliens as a college student?
I think it is not only disgraceful, but offensive to Marylanders and college students in general, where you'll say, hey, you came here illegally because of whatsoever. Here's $40,000, $60,000 off of college just because you're illegal.
Yes.
I see that as just, you know what? You don't care about your own people first. Give them the better college education. Why do you think people aren't going to college anymore?
Yeah.
Too expensive.
Too
But
expensive.
All the illegals would take over.
And this makes it more expensive.
Yeah.
And that is the dumbest bill in America, House Bill 473 from Delegate Pasteur, in-state tuition for illegals in Maryland.